Julia here.
Hey, Philip here.
So today I want to talk to you about our alternate investments.
Yeah, so we did a separate video just talking about our Legos, but this time we want to talk about just kind of what we're doing more broadly, some other options as well, besides just regular saving in a bank account.
Right, so I think we have the advantage that both of us make pretty good salary. So I do put 30% of my salary in 401k, so which is TSP for like people in the military. However, but we are doing income family, so we have a bit more money to play with for the alternate investment. I definitely think it's important to maximize your 401k and your TSP and all the other stuff, the conventional stuff,
Yeah,
before IRA, right? Before exploring alternative investment route.
Yeah, definitely. But alternative investments can be fun and just a way to diversify. You've probably heard that word a lot if you're into investing, especially when it comes to stocks.
Right. So other than IRA and 401k, our two major alternative investment is just stock and crypto. So for stock, we have like our personal stock account where we kind of be more risky, especially Philip, a bit more risky about our investing. So for example, you invested in that battery company.
Yeah, so back in 2020, 2021, there was a lot of hype around the stock market after it went down with COVID. And I got into some smaller like penny stocks. One was American Battery Technology Company. And that actually shot up, and I should have sold it, but I didn't. I held on and went back down, and you still make a little bit of money, but definitely not as much as we could have.
But just alternative investment, just penny stock, but which you don't wanna buy in your retirement account. But if you have a little bit side money, a few $100, a few $1,000, if it shoots up, it's great return. If you lose, you have to be prepared to lose those money, kind of.
Yeah.
And crypto.
Yeah, so crypto, that's something we got into in the last couple years as well. All the hype around Bitcoin once it went up and
Dogecoin.
crashed back down. Dogecoin, that was pretty funny to watch too. But yeah, one company that I really liked was Crypto.com. And I actually got their Visa card, which I've done separate videos about, which was giving 5% cash back. The card that I have's been reduced to 3%, which is still better than a lot of credit cards. But yeah, it's been fun. Like you buy stuff with the card and you get cash back in crypto. And that crypto should hopefully go up over time. It's in cycles, and right now it's down, so I'm holding on to it, hoping that
Bitcoin went up a bit by now. Like it was under $30,000. Now it's like what, 37?
Yeah.
So it did go up, right? So we have like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Crypto.com. What are the other ones we have?
Yeah, that's the majority.
Right,
of
that's
it,
the majority of it. And so like my wedding band, actually, Philip spent a lot of money on this wedding band, and instead of getting a wedding ring, engagement ring, instead of getting lab grown, we decided to go with the like organic or like
the natural
growth diamond, because natural diamond holds value a lot better than lab grown. And with lab grown, becoming a bigger and bigger industry with maybe computer chips who start using the lab grown diamond, we just think that even some of the bigger purchase that you don't think of as an investment can become an investment if you decide to spend a bit more money on it or put a bit more thought into it.
Yeah, when it came to picking an engagement ring, like the diamond, it was really hard for me to spend like a significant amount of money on a lab-grown diamond when they can just keep making more of them. Whereas natural diamonds, yes, there's a lot like that goes into that as well, but there's only so many, like gold or any other alternative investment. So
and the market is very controlled. So we think that maybe the supply can become more, but because of the market is so monopolized, what's the word? Monopoly, just so tightly controlled. So we think that it can host value a lot better. So when Philip spent like 6 months salary. We're like a lot on this ring. We're like, okay, as long as we keep all the certificate, it's not an expense, it's an investment. And this one's a common one: houses, real estate. So the house that we currently live in, rather than renting, where we'll be spending money paying off someone else's mortgage, we think we will always buy, even if just in some place for a year.
Yeah, it's something that we've done so far. It's worked out pretty well. We've got a few apartments in various places that we've talked about.
Right.
Looking to buy at least one, maybe even two places when we go to Norfolk, Virginia. This place, we actually put quite a bit of money into it, so we might flip it and sell it. That's also another option. Or we
Right.
might try to rent it out. We're going to have to make that decision here in the next couple months. And you've probably seen some other videos where we've been talking about that. It's a tough decision, especially with the market right now and interest rates.
Right. Also, we're about to move to Norfolk in the near future. We're actually thinking, like, just playing around with the idea of getting two houses. We're gonna live in one, and then we're thinking to find a short sale house and do another flip. So right now, the market, the prices are not very high, and some of the short sale houses are looking more and more interesting. We have enough capital buildup where we can put a down payment and still have enough to do a flip. So, just something that we think about.
Yeah.
All right, now like there are a few that's more like very alternative. So Earth 2.
Yeah, this was it was kind of a joke. I mean, you can look it up online. There was like a bunch of hype in the 2020, 2021 about like different ways that people were trying to, make alternative investments. This one was like a virtual world and you can buy land on it. And theoretically, if there was enough demand, it would go up in value. They were gonna try to update it and make it so like, oh, if you have natural resources like on that land, then that can drive your land up in value, blah, blah, blah. In short, I don't think they've really done as much as they were hoping to in the past couple of years. So it was something we kind of messed around with, but never really turned out to be anything.
Right.
So you have to be careful of that.
Absolutely. There is a lot of hype stuff out there. So that's why I said, like I stressed in the beginning, always maximize your traditional ways of investing, pull away enough for your retirement, for your emergency saving before thinking of other ways, before blowing thousands of dollars on Lego and hoping that it's gonna, like the price will increase. Right. Lastly, Seed Invest.
Yeah, so Seed Invest was a company that also back in 2020, 2021, we invested in. So Seed Invest wasn't the company that we invested in. They were like the platform we used. And since they've actually been bought out by Startup, I think it's called. It's by Kevin O'Leary. You've probably seen him on Shark Tank. So they bought up Seed Invest and all the assets that we had on there moved over. But basically, it's just a way to crowdfund, invest in companies. So before a market or before a stock or a company gets listed on like the NASDAQ or wherever they're trying to list, they typically have funding rounds beforehand where only people with a lot of money can get in on those. So this was a way where you could buy shares, put in as little as you wanted, $50 or a few $1,000s or more, and get in on the ground floor. So if these stocks ever did IPO later on, you can make potentially a lot of money on this. So we did 3 or 4 companies. One was like Miso Robotics, like the flipping burger company. Another one was Grazer, I think it was called. It was a lawnmower that automatically went and had solar panels on it. I think there was another one where it was like a virtual reality headsets that they're actually starting to sell. And it comes with like a platform where it's like you're walking around on it. Who knows? Like some of this stuff, it's very niche. It could turn into something or it could not. We put enough money to where we'd be comfortable if we didn't see a return on it. So
right, absolutely. And then that is a key, that with other alternative investment, it has to be something that you like and then you'll be okay with if you don't see a return or even if you lose some money. And if you cannot take the risk, I do not recommend going to any alternative investment. Right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you have to balance your investments with things that you actually want too. Like a car, I mean, typically isn't an investment. When we got our Tesla, there was a lot of hype around the Tesla maybe potentially becoming an investment because you could have the car go out and do taxi rides for you. But I don't know if that's really going to happen. We'll see if Elon Musk can come through on that. So yeah, I mean, make sure you balance all this hype and the expectations with what you know can actually work. So keep money in your bank accounts. Always have an emergency fund. The S&P 500, Warren Buffett always says it's so hard to beat.
Absolutely.
So yeah, having those safer investments as well.
Right, and then since we really started investing pretty seriously in 2020 until now, like the past 3 years, I think we all have seen the market going crazy up and crazy down, and now it's just kind of like fluctuating right now. So we think we've learned a lot through like the up, but we think we've even learned even more through the down. So, you know, while we're going up a lot, I think we did not diversify or just pull out quickly enough. I think, you know, like when the market is going up every day, it's so easy to think that, oh, I'm an investment genius. It's not because the time is right, it's because I'm making all the right decisions. So I think, you know, we start playing around a lot with like options, penny stocks. Of course, we never put money that we're not comfortable with losing into the market. So we still came out okay, but we definitely lost a lot of money just playing with a more risky option. And through the down, we kind of learned that cash is king. Like a lot of people say, don't hold on to cash, this and that. But you know, at times when you see a better investment opportunity, it's very difficult when you don't have the capital to invest. So, you know, like next time when the stock market goes up a lot, I think, you know, we'll be considering selling more stock, just maybe keep more cash aside. And then when the stock goes down, like right now, then we'll have more capital to reinvest.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. Yeah, it's really hard, like when you're in the moment and you're looking at everyone making all this money to make those tough calls, but you really need to, I mean, or you're going to lose all your money. And like Julia said, we did lose a bit of money, but a lot of those losses were like on gains that we would have had. So we invested in something, it shot up a ton, and we didn't sell, so then it went down a ton, and what we could have had was gone. So.
Right, exactly. So remember what Warren Buffett said, be greedy when other people are fearful, be fearful when other people are greedy. So I think, you know, in 2001, it's definitely a time when everyone's greedy, right? Literally everyone and their mom and their dad are playing with day trading. That's a time when everyone's greedy, and that's a time we should have been fearful, we should have sold. And right now, like, you know, especially last year and right now, when market is kind of down, when people are very fearful, standing on the sideline, watching the real estate, watching the stock market, we think maybe now is the time to be a little bit more bold.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And one thing I do want to end on is another investment that you should 100% make that gets brushed aside a lot of the time is invest in yourself. So we actually had some loans coming out of the Naval Academy. I know it's supposed to be free and blah, 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 but there are career starter loans for, it was like 30,000 each that you're allowed to take up to that amount. And it's at a very low interest rate. It's like around 1%. It's just a special deal for midshipmen. I think all the academies do it. And we both took those, and I put it in stock market investments. That's what we were talking about, a lot of those potential gains. So I did see some returns, and we spread it around a little bit, did some real estate and various things. But there were definitely a lot more returns that we could have gotten there. And Julia actually went and got a master's degree, which was really awesome, but it did leave her with a little bit of debt. So we also paid that off with some of those gains from the stock market. So always invest in yourself because you are the best asset that you can have. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. Hopefully this is helpful and gave you some new ideas of alternate investing and maybe just investing in general. If you have any more questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave a comment below. We'll get back to it as soon as possible.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.